Welcome, everyone, to this Wednesday, Odin's Day, May 31st, GreenFire TV at PATV at 18, Channel 18, Iowa City. May we all be carrying on in this journey this last day of May, a beautiful May with lots of rain we had this year, and the rivers are full to overflowing. The Iowa River, the Cedar River, the Coralville Reservoir are really up there. You can cross the bridge, but you look down and there's water everywhere. So blessings of the water planet, and may we have a gentle amble into spring and summer. And this is a time of spring, summer openings for the journey, and may everyone have some wonderful journeys this summer in your heart, in travels, trekking, or just where we're at. Some of us want to travel and are born travelers, and may this be a journey where people who don't normally travel get a chance to travel a little bit, to breathe and see new things and be beautiful and renewed. This is a time of renewing. And may all conscious beings being aware of compassion for those that are within our lives and those that we have no knowledge of, our sisters and brothers in different colors, red, yellow, black, and white, of the entire beautiful tapestry of humanity. And this is a song from the heart today. Something about the being guided. We're going to thank our guides here at PATV for helping guide us to the stars in this golden eternity of this hour. And get comfortable, gentle in, settle in for this rambling takeoff, transport and cosmic transport around this community campfire of GreenFire, and may this heart song go out to you and yours, and anyone who needs healing, let us know. Reach out, let's touch one, each one touch one. If we're lonely, if we're alone, if we need healing, let's reach out, and each one reach one, each one teach one. We're all in this together, dear friends, and in this time, it's a time to be a little bit more open and gentle and intimate, if possible, opening to be vulnerable even, and share the joy and the love for one another in whatever form that may take. It could be a smile, could be a kind act, a glass of water, a cup of kindness, dear friend, a loving cup of kindness. And this goes to our teachers and to our elders first, and to those who have served in any form and made a sacrifice, whether it's service to each other, service in the hospital, service to one another, in churches and schools and campgrounds, in elderly homes, in the military. This is a reach out and a heart song to everyone who served and made sacrifice. And dear friend, each one of us does, we each serve one another. And that is not much articulated. We live in a Western culture which is pretty tight-lipped and doesn't show its heart song very well. So this is an invitation in the Wizard of Oz for all the little munchkins to come out wherever you are. Come out wherever you are, dear munchkins, in this golden eternity of this hour. And we're dealing with stardust today. And in the stardust, as Kansas, a beautiful rock group, Kansas, says, all we are is dust in the wind. And for this cosmic transport, we are stardust, and to stardust we return. Remember, dear friend, that we are stardust. We are truly star-born. And in this form, we are here to learn and to become curious and to inform one another. Choose your favorite star. That may be where you are. And I invite you in this turning of the wheel of the season, and we move into Gemini, which is Castor and Pollux. These are the twins. One is eternal, and the other is temporal. These twin brothers, one temporal and one eternal. So maybe we have a twin brother, temporal or eternal, and eternal. And I invite you to whimsically muse who that might be. Choose someone or choose an unknown entity that's your brother or your sister, and the Gemini twins. And that way we begin our cosmic transport both into Gemini of the full moon between May 20th and June 20th or thereabouts. And actually we're in the little transition already. And we shall begin our transport into a really interesting lost canyon, down some lost river within the geography boundaries that we're familiar with here, say like in the heartland here in Iowa, but this could be the entire upper Midwest, this could be the upper Midwest, upper Mississippi watershed. And so this includes a larger circle city. Most folks don't know what the circle city is. The circle city kind of moves like from Des Moines, Omaha, Iowa City, Davenport, all the way over to Chicago and the Great Lakes. Then it arcs north and then starts ambling westward up to Milwaukee and over to Madison, up along the Mississippi, clear across the Driftless and the Baraboo Mountains there in the Driftless, across the great, beautiful, wide Mississippi, into Minneapolis and St. Paul, and then arcs again south and westward, down across Iowa into Omaha, and then back around again. And if we want, we can include Kansas City too. That's a star. The twin stars are Minneapolis and St. Paul. Chicago is like an Eolithic light seen from the moon. And Madison is in the heart of this circle city, as well as Iowa City. And so the Driftless is this ecological boundary where the glaciers didn't go, which was southwest Wisconsin, northeast Iowa, northwest Illinois, and southeastern Minnesota. And circling the Driftless, this bioregional area, is an entity known by some as the Circle City. And Circle City, believe it or not, is over 30 million people. So hello, everybody, all 30 million people in our big Circle City. Hello, people up in Minneapolis, and hello, people in Madison, and hello, people in Milwaukee and Chicago. Hello, people in northern Illinois and DeKalb, and all along the I-80 in Davenport and Rock Island, Moline. Hello, people in Iowa City and Cedar Rapids and Waterloo and Dubuque. Yes, Mason City and Albert Lee, all the way down across Iowa to Council Bluffs and Omaha, and back into Des Moines and Ames and Marshalltown and Fort Dodge and all these amazing, Rochester, Minnesota. All these are friends, relatives of one kind or another, not only the two-legged, but also the four-legged, the winged ones, and the finned ones. This Circle City is something we need to understand in order to get an inkling of the awareness of the complexity and diversity of the social fabric in which we weave and woof our lives. And if you know people, many people say, oh, I went to Chicago, or I went to Minneapolis, or I went to Kansas City. Those are kind of like the touchstone. But this is the upper Midwest Circle City, 30 million people. It hasn't been identified by the flyover bicoastal group from California and New York, they have no clue. But this is a bit of bioregional literacy for awareness, and then leading to a higher form of consciousness of re-inhabitory time of who we truly are. Besides being starborn on this Mother Earth, this spaceship Earth, it's important to have affirmation of the lineage to which we belong. And this upper Gelugpa, Madhyamikan middle way, is the great vehicle of the upper Mississippi watershed, the upper Mississippi waterway. And in this is the heart of the heartland. And this upper Mississippi watershed, up in here in our body, this is the upper Mississippi watershed, right? Part of the lungs of the earth. The Great Lakes, the Mississippi, Lake Itasca, a lot of water here. And everything sooner or later touches the Mississippi. And 30-some states' watersheds drain into the Mississippi. This is why they call it the Father of Waters. So this is a beginning of the journey here in this cosmic transport. And so within all of this, here we follow down a time tunnel, and we're going to begin to move beyond time here, time-space continuum. So we'll just shake a little invisible little rattle, boom, 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 shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake a little rattle, shake, shake, shake. So we shake it on down, and we begin. Dream vision, Deep River, Iowa. Down in Deep River, Iowa, there's something going on. It ain't where you think it is. It ain't on the geographic map, this town called Deep River, Iowa. It's out west, down some lonely valley near the lowest hills in western Iowa. The Missouri breaks a phantom through. A lost ship slipped through the time wrinkle with a wink and a nod, settling in black earth from etheric overcurrents, and it streams in on 5 frequencies. It streams in on 5 frequencies. The hand of man. The hand of man streams in on 5 frequencies in the Paleolithic petroglyph into the ancient future. Settling in black earth from the etheric overcurrents, and it streams in on 5 frequencies. Time bandits with the bandwidth of hextillions. Time bandits with the bandwidth of hextillions, tuning in from the 9th wave. Tuning in from the 9th wave. Something more, something less. And yes, no less than a picnic, a get-down, down-home picnic with visiting into the wee hours for a fortnight. For a fortnight. Whoa! This is part of the mystery, dear friends. This is part of the mystery, dear friend. The stardust of the mystery of this time frequency. 5 bandits of time slipping in for a long-term duration, long after and beyond the during. For a long time duration, long time and beyond and after the during. The whole Mayan 5,200 year Bach tune for a long-term duration. Let's say the whole Mayan 5,200 year calendar that's just begun. on December 20th, 2012. Blowing in stardust on the news settling in Earth's soul. Blowing in stardust on the news settling in Earth's soul, in Earth's soil, black earth. In Earth's soil, black earth. The bandwidths of time are past E equals mc squared. The bandwidths of time past E equals mc squared are plenty, tilth, abundance, mirth, and loving kindness. You see, 5 bandwidths. 5 bandwidths of time, 5 bandwidths. 1 bandwidth, tilth. 2nd bandwidth, plenty. 3rd bandwidth, abundance. 4th bandwidth, mirth. 5th bandwidth, loving kindness. With these 5 bandwidths, we have a new beginning. We have a new time. We have a new Atlantis. In Earth, Soil, Black Earth, Iowa, the 5 bandwidths of time past E equals mc squared. They are plenty, tilth, abundance, mirth, and loving kindness. We got to breathe those in. Plenty, loving kindness, mirth, tilth, and abundance. Plenty, tilth, abundance, mirth, loving kindness. This change in the frequency amplifies the aviator pioneers out here in Deep River, Iowa. This change in the frequency amplifies the aviator pioneers with higher purpose as planetary midwives and as settlers in time, settlers in tune with the time bandit's 5 bandwidth frequency, settlers in tune in time with the 5 bandwidth amplified frequency, the frequency beyond time. This is a dream time frequency, dear friend. This is a dream time frequency, making the invisible visible, making the invisible visible, making the invisible visible with the 5 bandwidths of time frequency. This is dream time frequency. And this opens up Bayami. And this opens up Bayami. Bayami is an ancient name for Mother Earth. Bayami, good friend. Bayami, bon ami. Bayami, good friend. And in another sense, there are derivation zones, and this time frequency of Earth for the last 5,200 years has been known as Velatropa 3, which is this solar system, 3rd planet, Velatropa 3. Velatropa 3. That's Velatropa 3. Hidden within that Velatropa 3 is, okay, so work with that. Velatropa 3. And this frequency beyond time this is dream time frequency, making the invisible visible. And this opens up Bayami on Velatropa 3. Now, we are moving through this frequency, and so there'll be a time shift and a name shift as well. There would be Aquaterrans is going to be a larger awareness. Aquaterra, water planet. Aquaterra, blessed water planet. This opens up Bayami, which has been waiting a long time to awaken in people's awareness. And this opens up with an omega peduncle. This opens up the omega into the peduncle, which is essential for growth. In order to have growth, we have to have a peduncle. If you look at the flower unfolding, you will see the peduncle. And this opens up Bayami into the Edenic. The Edenic. In the land between two rivers. Dear friend, this is the Edenic in the land between two rivers in this opening of the Dreamtime frequency. The Dreamtime frequency. And this opens up into the Edenic in the land between two rivers. And dear friend, this Edenic is not the land between two rivers and of the Tigris and the Euphrates. This is not the Adam and Eve story. It's a new birth and a new beginning. This is not the Old Testament. This is the new world. And the land between two rivers is not the Tigris and the Euphrates. The Edenic this time has time shifted, space shifted, and continent shifted. The new Atlantis in the new Edenic is the land between two rivers of the Missouri and the Mississippi. Time for a greater vision and a greater awareness, dear friend. We are regenerating and rejuvenating, and we're moving down the birth canal of a new time and a new earth. And this regeneration is a new earth. And we're far down the birth canal as I speak, and there's no turning back. There's no turning back. There's a new birth, coming back into the garden of a new earth, and we're in the time frequency, and we're in it. And the Edenic in the land between two rivers, and it's happening as Iowa speak, and it's happening as Iowa speak. And it's happening as I speak, and it's happening as I speak, and it's happening as Iowa speak. The land between two rivers is the entrance into the Edenic. It's return to the garden. We're all gardeners. We're all pioneers here, every one of us. And it's happening as I speak. And this is nature speak as Iowa speak. As the ion frequency switch over, we're moving between the old time, that's the old ways, and the new. And we're down the birth canal of the new. As Iowa speak, and returning again into the garden. The Edenic time frequency here now. Being here now, making the invisible visible, and being here now as we re-inhabit this new awareness and this the re-inhabitory time for this new earth, this new land, this new, you could call it territory, but it's terra incognita, which is unknown territory. Because this, although it's been right under our feet, it's been unknown to us because we haven't had the awareness of who we are and where we are. Now we're beginning to be guided into the awareness of who we are and where we are. We're the Black Earth people in the land between two rivers, and it has no epigenetic. Black, yellow, red, white, it's all the colors of the rainbow. Red, yellow, black, and white, and many other hues. As this ion frequency switch over through the dawn eschaton maypole peace speak. Now, through the dawn eschaton, the dawning eschaton, the eschaton is literally, it sets up the time frequency as these time bandits for the new dispensation. You could call it the Mayan calendar. You might want to call it the Iowan calendar of Dreamtime. And this Dreamtime speak, this Iowa speak, this peace speak, is 5,200 years in its time width, bandwidth, okay? The 5 bandwidth time shift on the mothership, planet Earth. Some call it spaceship. Okay, you can call it that if it works. You could call it the mothership, because we're all part of the mothership, because the mothership is literally our neocortex. And this is the sparking of the dendrites across the synapse, okay? And this is like new understanding, new awareness of a planetary mind and a global brain. Only this is the macrocosm. Actually, the microcosm. And within that, the divine Pymander of the emerald eye of Merlin, which would be as above, so below. This is the emerald eye of Merlin, as above, so below. Thrice Hermes Trismegistus, right? And you can see that in the caduceus around the medical doctor symbol of the 2 snakes woven around the healing staff. That's the DNA, a new DNA embedded in our new DNA, which is 12-ribbed, or 12, this is string theory as well. We play a new cosmic harmonic symphony on this epigenetic DNA encoded to activate at this time. The 144,000 rainbow dreamer wheels are embedded within the DNA, this unfolding of this awareness. Planetary mind shift, okay? So like, here we are, and we're looking at this as an outside and inside, so we're the insiders now. And we're looking because we're in here, we're within the within. And we're looking at this and we're saying, 144,000, 12 string DNA, string theory, cool, we're in becoming. So you're thinking of the Wizard of Oz, right? And within the Wizard of Oz, here comes the scarecrow. Could we call him the Squarecrow? Because he lives, the Squarecrow lives in a matrix and a grid set down in hectares by Mercator back in the 1500s, and everything's squares, sections, and townships, which is then mapped as a grid, which is used to control everything and create real estate and create the money economy, land for sale, making profits in property, creation of property and all that stuff. That is the Squarecrow, because he comes from that Mercator's mind grip. And it's the gravity laid down of a prison, making the land a prison by these squares. So he's the Squarecrow. And he says, I'm only looking for a brain. If I only had a brain. Well, if I only had a brain, I'd think for a minute. Wait a minute. Now, if I only need a brain, if I only had a brain, and he's going off to search for the Wizard of Oz. And he and Dorothy and the lion and the Tin Man are all on this yellow brick road on this quest, this hero's journey to go see the great Wizard of Oz. And where is the Wizard of Oz? Why, the Wizard of Oz is in Emerald City, a far, far, far away place, so far no one's ever been there, let alone heard of it. And they're on their way to Emerald City, following the yellow brick road. Well, the Squarecrow says, if I only had a brain. And if you thought about this and did a little subtle shift, and he could say, if I only had a mind, and all the Squarecrow has to do is say, if I only had a mind, and he'd be home free. He doesn't need a brain, he needs a mind. He can't mind with a brain all the way, you can with a mind. So the scarecrow remains so because he wants, if he wants to have a brain, that keeps him square. If he wants to live in the circle, going round and round as the planets do, and the stars, and the solar system, and the galaxies, and everything on this earth, which is circular, in season and in rhythm and in rhyme. The seasons go round and round, they don't go square. Your tires go round and round, your wheels go round and round, the seasonal wheel goes round and round, the sidereal wheel goes round and round, the cosmic wheel goes round and round, the great medicine wheel goes round and round. Each one of those is within the within, the within, the within. And here we have poor Scarecrow, and we might as well give him his real name, Squarecrow, who's looking for a brain. He can only go square with the brain because he lives in hectares that Mercator's grid set down long before he ever knew it. And what we have is we have a mind which is circular and thinks in the seasonal and in the mandala symbolic forms of archetypes and symbols, circles and spirals, as the eagle soars and up and up and up in circles for a new global brain. So here's the Tin Man in the Dust Bowl of the 30s in Kansas, being whirled around in a tornado, and the Scarecrow, yeah, they all end up in this little patch out there, and boom, they land, and everything turns into color. Well, along the way, along the journey, maybe just because, maybe the Scarecrow becomes a scarecrow and stops searching for his brain, which he already has, and it says, if I only had a mind, and then begins the real quest until he realizes after this walkabout, this intense hero's journey, that he already has a mind, but he has to go on to find out, to discover this mystery. With the higher purpose as planetary midwives, we become settlers in tune and settlers in time, a frequency beyond time. This is a dream time frequency, making the invisible visible in the land between two rivers. And this opens up Vyami in Velatropa 3 into the Edenic, in the land between two rivers, the Missouri and the Mississippi, in a place, in a heart song called Iowa, following the black earth. Follow the black earth. In The Wizard of Oz, they follow the yellow brick road. In the land between two rivers, into the Edenic, we follow the black earth. And it's happening as I speak. And it's happening as Iowa speak, as ion frequency shift, transformation, via transformativa, as the ion frequency shift. Through the dawn eschaton maypole, peace speak. And this dawn eschaton is like an obelisk, and it sets in time the next 5,000-year calendar. Call it the Mayan calendar, call it the Iowan calendar, call it the Indian Sea calendar of the driftless, of the upper Mississippi Majamican Middle Way. And this eschaton is a peace pole which says, may peace prevail upon earth, in 4 languages of all the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west. Those 4 languages are the indigenous people who live in that particular area where the peace pole is planted. The peace pole then becomes a cosmic odalisque, an eschaton, right? And it sets in motion a spinning frequency that activates the template for the next 5,000 years. And it's a simple affirmation in the 4 different indigenous languages of that particular ecosystem watershed bioregion, which simply says, may peace prevail upon earth. May peace prevail upon earth. Very simple. May peace prevail upon earth. In the rainbow hoops of all the nations, red, yellow, black, and white. In all the hues of the rainbow. Very simply, may peace prevail upon earth. And that is the maypole of peace. They call it a peace pole. We can call it a fertility rite as well, and we could call it the maypole of peace. The maypole of peace which speaks, may peace prevail upon earth. 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 In this maypole peace speak. This is the dawn eschaton of the new Atlantis. There's something happening here, dear friend, in Deep River, Iowa. There is something happening here in Deep River. There's something happening here in Deep River. Psst, psst, psst. Let's hide and seek. Let's hide and seek. Let's hide and seek. Let's hide and seek it. There's something happening here in Deep River, Iowa. There's something happening here in Deep River, Iowa. There's something happening here in Deep River, Iowa. Psst! Let's hide and seek it. I hope. This is the shift in the time frequency. And this is Dream Vision. This is Dream Vision, Deep River, Iowa. Down in Deep River, Iowa, there's something going on. So this is the first part we went through and took a long time to understand what the implicate, explicate order of things are. The embedded and the hidden in the DNA of structure. The template, the epigenetic underpinnings of what's in this DNA structure of this poetic, ethno-poetic piece. This time that all goes into our head, and this time it just simply flows into our heart. Dream Vision, Deep River, Iowa. Down in Deep River, Iowa, there's something going on. It ain't where you think it is. It's out west. Down some lonely valley near the lowest hills, the Missouri breaks. A phantom through a lost ship slipped through the time wrinkle. With a wink and a nod, settling in black earth. With a wink and a nod, settling in black earth from etheric overcurrents, and it streams in on 5 frequencies. And it streams in on 5 frequencies, time bandits, with the bandwidth of hextillions. Tuning in from the 9th wave, something more, something less. And yes, no less than a picnic, a get-down, down-home picnic, with visiting into the wee hours, for a fortnight. This is part of the mystery of this time frequency. 5 bandits of time slipping in for a long-term duration. The whole Mayan 5,200-year Baktun blowing in here, blowing in here, blowing in stardust here, blowing in stardust here. The whole Mayan 5,200-year calendar, and now the whole 5,200-year Iowan calendar blowing in here, blowing in from stardust on the new settling in earth soul, in earth soil black earth. The bandwidths of time past E equals MC to the squared. The bandwidths of time past the bandit of E equals MC squared are plenty, tilth, abundance, mirth, and loving kindness. The higher purpose, plenty, abundance, tilth, loving kindness, mirth. This change in the frequency amplifies the aviator pioneers in their pioneer planes, their biplanes, with higher purpose as planetary midwives. Yes, this is Jonathan Livingston Seagull as a pioneer aviator. With higher purpose as planetary midwives, settlers in time, frequency beyond time. This is a dream time frequency, making the invisible visible. And this opens up Biami into the Edenic. In the land between two rivers, Missouri and Mississippi, as ion frequency via transformativa, as ion frequency switch over through the dawn eschaton of the Maypole peace speak, through the dawning eschaton of the Maypole peace speak. There's something happening here in Deep River, Iowa. There's something happening here in Deep River. There's something happening here in Deep River. Psst, let's hide and seek. Psst, let's hide and seek. Psst, let's hide and seek. I hope. This is the beginning of breathing in a new dawn. And we have terms for it so that we can get a handle on it. Many of us are addicted to the science, the language of science, the church of reason, the churchianity of science. But we can use useful language that's effective. Ecosystems, watershed, bioregional vision. This is the re-inhabitory time of bioregional vision, which sets up natural principles of land, air, and water, the new law. The new law for the new Atlantis is land, air, and water, and the regeneration and sustainability thereof. That's our tilth. In the 5 frequencies, abundance, tilth. That's tilth. Loving kindness, wisdom. Loving kindness, mirth. Plenty, abundance, tilth. This tilts toward tilth. Good news. This is the good news gospel of the God spell frequency, of the golden eternity of be here now. And we move swiftly west of the Edenic of the Missouri and travel up the Missouri into the Black Hills, known as Pahasapa to the Oglala Lakota people. This is the Black Hills. And this is called Black Elk's Peaks. Black Elk's Peaks. Come gather around, people. Let me tell a tale that no one knows. This little ditty is a story that's eager to tell. The Indian Wars was a bloody land grab. The Indian Wars was a brutal, horrific genocide whose blood is on every trail leading west. This the historians have kept close to the vest, up north, down south, back east, and way out west. Not covered by academicians and teachers in compulsory education from first grade to 12th grade and be in kindergarten, preschool. You don't get any of this shit till you're clear deep in college, say third year or more. This is the historians have kept close to the vest, up north, down south, back east, and way out west. Not covered by academicians and teachers in compulsory education from preschool to kindergarten to 12th grade. You don't get any of this shit till you're clear deep in college, say third year or more, and that's if you're a real paramour. Say the third year or more if you're lucky. There are song lines here, dear friend. There are song lines here. There are song lines here, dear friend. There are song lines here heard only on the wind. There are song lines here heard only on the wind after midnight. So these song lines you only hear only on the wind after midnight. And these song lines are from the ancestors before this time and this dot pixel digital matrix. They lived in binaural analog time without anodyne. And the DNA bloodline of this songline story time goes straight to Wounded Knee in 1890 and Sand Creek in 1864, the heart of darkness in America, the heart of darkness in America. And the DNA bloodline of this songline story time goes straight to Wounded Knee in 1890 and Sand Creek 1864, heart of darkness. A medicine man had a vision, Lakota Oglala medicine man. He spoke of the other worlds, other dances, other dancers, other visions, other tribes in the other worlds. He traveled there often to receive their medicine. He spoke from the center of the world, Mount Harney in the sacred Black Hills, known as Pahasapa. He spoke from the center of the world of Vision Quest, Sundance, Sweat Lodge, Sacred Pipe, the White Buffalo Calf Woman, Creation Song. He told this in a book named Black Elk Speaks. The New Testament for the Turtle Island, for America, for North America, for the American continent of the Americas. He told this in the book Black Elk Speaks, the New Testament for the American continent known as Turtle Island. Now, this was again, he told from the center of the world, Mount Harney in the sacred Black Elk or Black Hills, known as Pahasapa. Mount Harney was named after a man named General Harney of the United States Army. And General Harney was cruel to the Oglala Lakota, and that name of the highest, most sacred center of the world peak in the Black Hills was especially degrading to the Native Americans, to the Oglala Lakota, where their most sacred mountain was given the name of a general, a U.S. Army general who was cruel to them and was one of the causes of the 1890 massacre, either directly or indirectly. By marvel of the sacred hoop of time, Mount Harney is now Black Elk Peak. This is a major miracle of our time. Major miracle of our atlas, major miracle of our maps, our cartography, our naming ceremonies. This is one of the major marvels, major revelations, major epiphanies of our time or any time. Mount Harney has been replaced and is the name now of the center of the world, of the sacred Black Hills, is Black Elk Peak, based on the visionary medicine man of the Lakota Oglala Black Elk. Mount Harney is Black Elk Peak, and all of the Black Hills are now Black Elk's Peaks. Black Elk's Peaks. You get this image. Black Elk Speaks is a book when he tells these visions of these other worlds and these sacred ceremonies. And then in real time, making the invisible visible in a renaming ceremony within the last month, in the year April, May 2017. Mount Harney, this most reviled man of apartheid and Bandustans, of concentration camps, of reservations, the most sacred peak, the highest peak of the center of creation of the Oglala Lakota universe, a name for this man who stole their land and forced them onto the reservation, has now been replaced by the visionary medicine man, Black Elk Peak. And you look around and you see at the highest is Black Elk Peak, the center of creation. The vision has come visible, and all around in the Black Hills now are Black Elk's Peaks. So if you go from the book Black Elk Speaks to the sacred Black Hills, Black Elk Peak and all the other peaks are Black Elk's Peaks. Such a lovely change in the direction of the power of mythic time, the reimagining of the world, and in this particular moment in the Black Hills, the re-enchantment of the world, thanks to the great medicine man Black Elk and his vision. That's the New Testament for all of the Americas. Black Elk Speaks. So that goes in our head, this will go in our hearts. Black Elk Speaks. Black Elk's Peaks. Come gather round, people. Let me tell you a tale that no one knows this little ditty. No one knows this little ditty and a story that's eager to tell. The Indian Wars was a bloody land grab and brutal, horrific genocide whose blood is on every trail leading west. This the historians have kept close to the vest. Up north, down south, back east, and way out west. Not covered by academicians and teachers in compulsory education, preschool, kindergarten, 1 through 12, high school. You don't get any of this shit till you're clear deep in college, say third year or more. There are song lines here, dear friend. There are song lines here, heard only on the wind. After midnight. You can only hear these song lines only on the wind after midnight. From the ancestors before this time, and before this time of dot pixel digital matrix social island universe, the dot pixel digital matrix, they lived in binaural analog time without anodyne. And the DNA bloodline of this songline story time goes straight to Wounded Knee in 1890 and Sand Creek 1864, Heart of Darkness. A medicine man had a vision, Lakota Oglala. He spoke of other worlds, other dances, other visions. He spoke from the center of the world, Mount Harney in the sacred Black Hills called Pahasapa. Of the vision quest, he spoke of the vision quest of Sundance, of Sweat Lodge, and the sacred pipe ceremony, he spoke of the creation story of White Buffalo Calf Woman. He told this in the book, Black Elk Speaks. He told this in the book, Black Elk Speaks. The New Testament for the Turtle Island, or the continent we call America. This book, Black Elk Speaks, is the New Testament for America, known as Turtle Island. General Harney, which is the highest peak in the Black Hills, Mount Harney, was cruel to the Oglala Lakota. By marvel of the sacred hoop of time, an epiphany, a redemption song has occurred. Mount Harney is now Black Elk Peak. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oka, hey. Mount Harney is Black Elk Peak. And all of the Black Hills are now Black Elk Speaks. Aho. The great celebration, not only for the Lakota Oglala, but for all peace-loving people everywhere, indigenous people of black, yellow, white, red, all colors of the rainbow. And it's so beautiful that the Oglala Lakota flag is the four colors of the four hoops of all the root races of all the nations, yellow, red, black, and white. And isn't that appropriate that Black Elk Peaks has a flag flying that is the flag of black, red, yellow, and white, all the root races of humanity. In that we celebrate. And in that sense, we have moved the Dreamtime Circle almost the entire quaternity of an hour, of the golden eternity of an hour. In that sense, we'll have a cleansing ceremony here. We can get a sense of washing away for a new tabula rasa for this new time that we're entering, in this re-inhabitory time. So this is a time frequency. The pulsing of the frequency is up and moves in moving in waves which sing light upon Aqua Terra. Picking up movement, body, substance, sun and green, splash the reaching bone, wood, hide, and coral in their greeting. After the 500-year absence of dark, lifeless, waveless beach of scientific materialism, foam and spray are charging particles of vibrancy in the air. Molecular structures are realigned. As wave discovers its life, the ninth wave deepens, extends its body, breathing the celebration through the air. In the mist, the radiant one pulses new life through wider planet. In the experimental zone, the great trekking from the star reaches is starting to become a success. In the seeding by the great ones, the planetary cleanup crew, and the turning of the 144,000 rainbow dreamer wheels, the wave harmonic of light has done the work of very well at the pyramid of the sun and the moon at Teotihuacan, but also in the Black Hills of Pahasapa at Black Elk Peak. The diviners of harmony have chosen their sites in resonance fields, feng shui, of this sacred earth. As the great wave returns, the bird tribes are hovering so near, you can feel the brush of their wings upon your face. In ascendant spiraling from the crown realm of Diva Earth, restoring mirth on earth in nature spirit, in the 5-bandwidth frequency of Lost River, Deep River, the root race explorers in the flora, fauna, aqua, mineral kingdoms, not forgetting but reclaiming what they came to holiest earth for, from star systems far away as stardust. Sirius sends her messages through silver veils of Ceres at early morning light. Her message? A new earth is birthing, Aqua Terra, water planet. Her immersion in the Aquarian vision saturates the planet with water blessings in the land between two rivers. New Atlantis. As earth birthers, our planetary spiritual midwifery, it kindly bends to ease us toward the sacred lodge where the rainbow hoop of all the nations, lives in the sacred council circle. In the center, the sacred lodgepole resides, the holy root of the sweet medicine of the tree of the most great peace. The great peace, maypole of Pahasapa, live in our hearts. And as wave nears new shore, a blue star and water planet, a silent message is heard writing in on the Zavuya. Surf's up. Peace. We're good.